Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Let's just jump right in today, because before we do anything else, we really need to talk about literally the most valuable resource you possess. And no, it is not your money. It's not your house or your car. It is your attention. Think about it. Your attention determines what you learn, what you remember, what you end up creating, and ultimately where you spend your entire life. But here's the totally wild part about modern living. Most of us are losing our attention without even realizing it's slipping away.
So, I really want you to think about this for a second. When was the absolute last time you spent an entire hour without checking your phone? For a lot of us, especially in today's hyper-connected American culture, answering that is honestly pretty tough. And that right there should really make us pause. Because we're not just talking about putting the phone face down on the desk for a few minutes. I mean a truly 100% disconnected hour.
I mean absolutely zero notifications buzzing in your pocket. No mindless doom scrolling through your feeds. And no sudden, uncontrollable urges to just quickly check your messages. To spend just one single hour like that, it's become incredibly rare. And you didn't consciously decide that watching a stream of random videos was somehow more important than your own personal goals. It just kind of happened. But what if it didn't just happen? What if some of the smartest tech companies and most advanced algorithms on the planet are constantly learning exactly how to keep your eyes glued to the screen? Section 1. The invisible battle. Who actually benefits when you can't focus? The question isn't just, why can't I focus anymore? The real question, the one we absolutely have to ask is, who benefits when you can't? See, your attention isn't just valuable to you. It's incredibly valuable to anyone who wants to influence what you think, what you buy, what you watch, and what you do next. Imagine walking into a giant, packed room where literally thousands of people want something from you. One wants you to watch a video, another is pushing you to click an ad, another wants you to buy their product. Someone else wants to make you angry, or laugh, or get into an argument. And the overarching goal? They all want you to stay in that room for as long as humanly possible. Sounds completely exhausting, right? But the crazy truth is, you step into a room exactly like that every single time you unlock your phone. The internet is this massive, relentless competition for human attention. And these modern digital systems, they are always watching your patterns. They track what you click and what makes you stop scrolling, all to build an environment that feels practically impossible to leave.
Section 2. The cost of constant switching. Let's take a look at a typical morning with a guy we'll call Alex.
To see how this invisible battle actually plays out in real life, let's look at Alex's routine. So, it's 7 a.m. and his alarm goes off. Alex turns it off, but notices there's just one notification on his lock screen. So, at 7:05, he taps it. It's a quick message from a friend, which naturally leads to opening up a social media app. Oh, and a new video auto-plays. It's kind of interesting, so he watches it. Then another one, and another. Next thing you know, boom, it's 7:35 a.m. Alex hasn't even gotten out of bed yet and he is already running late. His entire day is starting from a place of stress. And the absolute worst part? By lunchtime, Alex is going to feel mentally drained. Not from doing a bunch of hard physical labor, but because his brain has spent the whole morning aggressively jumping from a work task to his phone to a group chat to a video and back again. That whole just one more impulse makes time completely vanish.
Think of your attention exactly like a flashlight in a pitch-black room. Wherever you point that light, you can see perfectly clearly. But everything outside of that beam, it just fades away into the dark. The biological reality of human focus is that it has hard, non-negotiable limits. You literally cannot give your full attention to everything all at once. If your mental flashlight is constantly being yanked in 100 different directions by buzzes, pings, and endless feeds, the light never stays in one spot long enough to actually reveal anything deeply.
Which brings us to this massive paradox of modern consumption. Because our mental flashlight is being jerked around all day, we are reading way more information than any generation before us, but we actually understand a lot less of it. We're communicating with way more people, but we feel much less connected. We consume a mountain of content, but we remember very, very little of it. Real information requires your attention before it can mean anything to you. And true attention? Well, that requires time.
So here we are at section 3, the novelty trap. Let's dig into why your brain just keeps coming back for more.
If all this context switching is making us so exhausted and totally disconnected, why on earth do we willingly keep doing it? Well, it's because digital platforms and their algorithms are actively competing to keep you engaged. And let me tell you, engagement relies heavily on your emotions. These systems are optimized to repeatedly reward content that successfully hijacks your attention. And you know what works best? Surprise, fear, anger, curiosity, humor, and especially outrage. These are incredibly powerful triggers because they force your attention to stop in its tracks. Imagine you're mindlessly scrolling past a bunch of boring posts, and then suddenly you see something completely shocking. Your brain just halts. You look, and right then, the system learns that this specific thing kept you on the app just a few seconds longer. The crucial takeaway here is that the stuff that captures your attention is very rarely the stuff that actually improves your life.
And honestly, it goes way deeper than just software. It's wired right into our biology. Your brain actually evolved to seek out novelty, rewarding you with little hits of dopamine when you find it. Out in nature, a sudden movement or a new sound could mean danger, or it could be a fresh food source. But in our modern digital world, novelty is literally everywhere. Every single time you refresh, it creates something brand new. Every swipe offers this unpredictable reward, acting exactly like a slot machine in Vegas. This uncertainty totally hooks your brain's dopamine reward system, making the whole habit incredibly hard to break, simply because you are constantly chasing the possibility that the very next post might be something amazing.
So, let's get real for a second. Who is actually stealing your attention? Is it the algorithms, the advertisers? I mean, yes, for sure they are all aggressively competing for it, but I really want you to take a look at this quote. Sometimes the person giving away your attention is also you. Now, listen, I am not saying this to make you feel guilty or to blame you. I'm saying it to empower you. Because if you believe you have absolutely zero control over your own habits, you're going to stop trying to fix them. Yes, these digital platforms are engineered to capture you, but you still have the ultimate power to create your own boundaries.
Which brings us perfectly to section 4, reclaiming your focus. It is time to take your attention back.
We really need to transition from being passive, helpless consumers into actively taking our attention back with intentional behavior. And no, you don't need to go off the grid or throw your smartphone into the ocean. You just need a few really simple, practical strategies. So here are 5 steps you can start using today. Step 1, identify your triggers. Do you reach for your phone because you're bored? Are you stressed? Are you maybe avoiding a really hard work project? Once you recognize the actual feeling that kicks off the scrolling, you can interrupt the pattern. Step 2 is creating friction. Step 3 is protecting your first hour. Step 4, practicing single tasking. And step 5, which might be the hardest, learning to just be bored again. Let's break a couple of these down. First up, creating friction is incredibly effective. The goal here is not to make technology impossible to use. It's simply to make mindless, distracting behavior just a tiny bit harder. Go ahead and turn off all those unnecessary notifications. Remove those highly addictive social apps right off your home screen so you actually have to search for them. Force yourself to log out of apps after you use them. Or, here's a wild idea, just keep your phone in a completely different room while you're trying to work. Adding this slight physical friction creates a vital little moment of choice between your impulse to check your phone and the actual action of doing it. And in that brief moment, you can actually decide to stop. Next, you absolutely have to protect your first hour. The very first moments right after you wake up set the tone for your entire day. Instead of immediately opening an app and letting some algorithm hijack your brain before you've even had coffee, let your attention generate from the inside. Drink a glass of water, go for a quick walk, just sit and think. Plan your day out on a piece of paper. Read a few pages of a book. Give your brain some breathing room. Literally just 15 or 20 minutes in the morning without digital stimulation can create a massive, meaningful change in how the rest of your day unfolds.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this core philosophy. You become what you repeatedly pay attention to. Your attention is so much more than just some metric for big tech companies to package and sell to advertisers. It is literally your life in action. If you constantly direct your focus toward outrage, well, your whole world is going to feel full of outrage. If you constantly direct it toward cheap, meaningless stimulation, your actual, meaningful, deep work is going to start feeling unbearably boring. But when you consciously decide where your focus goes, that is when you regain ownership of your life. Technology goes back to being a useful tool instead of being your master.
So the very next time your hand just automatically reaches for your phone in your pocket, I want you to just pause. Before you open up that app, arm yourself with this one powerful question. Is this where I actually want to spend my attention, or is someone else deciding for me? Your focus is under attack every single day, folks. But now that you're fully aware of the battle, you can finally start taking it back. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, I'm going to challenge you right now. Try to go the next hour completely disconnected. Seriously, put the phone down and just see what happens.